Wait for it.
What's going on, everybody? Live here on a Monday afternoon, just before Bible study later on. Figured I'd go live for you guys for a little bit. Man, wasn't Saturday just heartbreaking? Bama lost to A&M. Now, I understand all you other fair weather fans out there laughing your tails off right now. Oh, number one Alabama, they lost. Not only did they lose, they lost to an unranked team. And A&M, not that A&M's, they're not bad. I mean, now they weren't ranked. Now they're only 4-2, and they're put in 21. Let's review real quick to give my initial thoughts here on the new college football rankings. What's up, Nate? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Let's see. Do I want to do? I guess that color blue. I'll do blue. But anyway, I won't be live too long. Dinner soon and Bible study tonight. I'll drop the link and let you guys on. We'll hang out, talk everything. We'll get in first to these college football rankings here. So the Week 7 college football rankings were released, obviously, yesterday afternoon. Wanted to just go ahead and break this down. Some big matchups. Penn State, Iowa. You had who did Oklahoma play? Didn't they play Texas and the Red River? They won. They moved up 2 spots. They were at number 6. Ohio State moves up 1 spot. And it was a great Red River rivalry showdown too. A lot of people are saying Spencer Rattler is a bust and done with. He shouldn't be the starting quarterback. I think Rattler's pretty good. I don't think he's the issue. I think if you're Oklahoma, though, everything that you guys made your defense out to be is like, holy cow. Man, does it still suck. It does. You gave up 48 to Texas. Now, give Sarkisian credit. I'm pulling for him after everything he did for Alabama. And now he's a head coach, and he's in a offensive league too, in the Big 12. So he's going to put some points up. But man, Oklahoma, your defense. If Oklahoma doesn't fix that, they're in trouble. So let's just run through, though, real quick. Georgia, Iowa, Cincinnati, Oklahoma, Alabama, Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan, Oregon, Michigan State in the top 10 right there. Then it goes out. Kentucky 6-0, Oklahoma State 5-0, Ole Miss, Notre Dame, Coastal, Wake Forest, Arkansas dropped 4 spots. Arizona State, BYU, Florida, A&M, NC State, SMU, San Diego, and Texas. When you look at these teams here, quite a few one-loss teams. I mean, there are some teams that just it has to play their way. It has to play out in their favor, right? If you're a one-loss team or you're undefeated, you are not out of contention at all. Let's see who's in the chat here too. Nate, Allen, American Football Network. What's going on, guys? Appreciate you showing up. Bama should have dropped below Penn State. Honestly, because of the matchups and the losses in this case, I would probably agree. I don't agree with us dropping. I get dropping out of the top 4. I don't think they should have dropped out of the top 10, but I mean, I'd put a team like Michigan State higher. I'd put Kentucky higher. I mean, there are just some teams in there. But again, you also have to think that these rankings are meaningless right now. But it does give you kind of a picture of what we're going to see in a couple weeks with the playoff rankings. I put an article out too. 16 teams that are still alive for the college football playoff race. And it starts with Georgia, not just because they're number 1, but I really do think they probably are the best team in the nation. I think them and Iowa have the 2 best, forget offenses, best defenses, right? Cincinnati's great. I think they're legit. I don't think it's one of those, they're just the best group of 5 team and everything. Luke Fickell is an amazing coach. Desmond Ridder is a great quarterback. They're amazing. I put out an article. I put 16 teams on a list that I think are still alive, whether they control their own destiny or not, which quite honestly, if you ask me, like, doesn't everyone control their own destiny? I mean, you control how you react and respond to a play in football, how you're going to keep going forward. You control that as a team. You do. But I put this article out. I'll drop the link to it too. Go check out the website. A lot of great stuff over there. A lot of great stuff coming to the channel. Just stay tuned for it. Subscribe if you're new, by the way, Battle Sports Media. Trying to hit 500 subscribers. I'd like to hit it by December 9th if we can. A 2-year anniversary on the channel. And but if not, that's okay. We're going to keep going anyway. But so let's run through this top 25 real quick, and we'll keep going and going. Georgia, Iowa, Cincinnati, Oklahoma. That's a pretty good top 4 right there. Hell of a top 4. Alabama at number 5. Should it be lower? Again, I think there's teams that this weekend, based on how they performed, they probably should be above Alabama. I don't know if they'd be out of the top 10, but whatever. Alabama at number 5, Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan, Oregon, Michigan State, Kentucky 6-0, Oklahoma State, Ole Miss, Notre Dame, Coastal, Wake Forest, Arkansas, Arizona State, BYU, Florida, A&M, NC State, SMU, San Diego State, and Texas. So you have that. I don't think a 2-loss team should get in. The only time a 2-loss team should get in is if we have multiple, which is very hard to get, and it's very rare. You might get one. I mean, we had like a 2-loss Oregon, but like if you have multiple Power 5 champions, like a Big 10 and a Big 12, like let's say Oklahoma drops 2 more games, but they still win the Big 12. Hypothetically speaking, I don't think that's going to happen. They might run the table, go undefeated. And then you say maybe Penn State takes another loss, but wins the Big 10. That just hypothetically speaking, again, and they look good in the title game. They got 2 tough losses. What do you do with that? Well, I mean, are you going to put the champion in, or are you really going to downgrade them because of 2 losses? One of which being to Iowa. But let's say I think they got like Michigan coming up. Michigan's undefeated. What if hypothetically speaking, Penn State loses that Michigan game? And then Michigan loses a couple games, but that also boosts Penn State just a little bit. And Ohio State again, this isn't going to happen. It's like less than 1% chance any of this happens, but hypothetically speaking, like 2 lost teams, they shouldn't get in. But if the 2 losses are not like they're not bad, they're not really piss poor losses or anything, then I mean, why not give them a chance? Give them some credit. So anyway, that's just a thought for me. But anyway, you guys comment. Let me know what you think about the rankings. Anyway, so then I also have this here. Forget the rankings real quick. I put this article out on the website. Go check it out here. I put it in the comments. I got 16 teams that are still alive for the college football playoff race. Let me think real quick. Do I want to? I'm definitely gonna make it as a video. I don't know if I want to clip it or screw it. I'll clip this later and upload it to the channel. But anyways, 16 teams that are still alive for the college football playoff race right here, right? Let me read this to you. 16 teams that are still alive for the college football playoff race, right? Alabama went down. Penn State went down. A few good matchups and upsets this past weekend, but just because they are down, they are not out. Here are 16 teams that can still make the college football playoff and how they can make it. Also, I gave you guys my updated Final Four prediction. I'll give that at the end. Make sure you subscribe to Battle Sports Media. Share this out. God bless. Okay, all that, right? Still alive for the college football playoff and their path, right? And some of these are pretty good, long summaries. Some of these, I mean, and I'll, right, keep going. Number 1, Georgia, 6-0. Keep going, Kirby, win every game, the SEC title, and you're in. Even if they take a loss, like they got a pretty interesting matchup against Kentucky this weekend, who I believe is undefeated still. They're ranked pretty high. That's the battle for the East right there. A lot of people aren't really paying much attention because, I mean, you're just looking at it like, oh, it's Georgia. They should beat Kentucky handily. Maybe you're right, but you don't know. I mean, Kentucky's got a few tricks up their sleeves this year. They've had some good wins and some interesting games, right? You win every game. You get to Atlanta. Even if you lose, like if you win out, right? First off, if you lose a game, you have to win the title to get in, right? The SEC champ's getting in. If you lose a game and lose the title to Alabama or whoever comes out of the West, most likely it might be Alabama. But what was I getting? Oh, if Georgia loses a game, gets to Atlanta, and let's say it's Alabama or whoever, but they lose the title, they're out. They're done, right? But if they go 12-0 and they lose to, let's say, Alabama, and that's their only loss in the SEC title, then, you know, you would hope it would have to be close and you got to look good, right? You have losses. No loss is really a good loss, but I do believe that if you lose a game and it's to the right team, and you know you tried your best and everything, and it just came down to maybe, oh, well, it's the 2 best offenses, so it's a shootout, right? No big deal, right? Well, our defense just let them in field goal range, kick a field goal. That's one thing. Georgia cannot, you know, go undefeated, get to Atlanta, and Alabama win it like 45-10, which isn't going to happen. But if it did, that's not good on Georgia's part. It's really not. So win every game, win the SEC title, and you're in. Even if you drop a loss, then you have to win the SEC, and you're in. Number 2, Iowa. They're 6-0. They just beat Penn State 23-20. I put best defense, if not the second best in the country, it seems like. Kirk Ferentz needs to keep it up, right? Keep going with it. Keep the pressure. They got amazing talent, right? If they win the Big Ten with only a loss, if they catch a loss somewhere, That's okay. Shake it off. Go win the Big Ten. They're getting in, and they got a great resume and wins to back it up. Even especially with Penn State, and just I mean they are holding teams. They played the best offense that they faced so far this past weekend, and only held them to 20. Right, and Penn State scoring more than that. Prior to that, they played a 17 ranked Michael Penix in Indiana, only held them to 6 points. They played Brock Purdy, Brees Hall, and company against Iowa State, so hyped up. They won by 10, 27 to 17, 30 to 7 over Kent State, and so on. Right? Iowa's looked pretty good doing what they've done. Right? If they win the Big Ten, they're undefeated, or have one loss, they're in. Cincinnati, the Notre Dame win is amazing. I stopped here. I don't know why. Desmond Ridder is a great quarterback, is what I was going to put in this. I apologize for not finishing this part here. But they do have a great win over Notre Dame. They have to not only win out and not lose, they have to look great doing it. And I think they definitely have the talent and scheme. And Luke Fickell is an amazing head coach that everyone hyped up. And it's looking really great. They got amazing defense as well when you look at it. So Cincinnati's in a good position to just keep going and keep going. Jerome Ford's the key running back. Alex Pierce is a key receiver. He's got 387 yards, 21 receptions. He's got 2 touchdowns. Tyler Scott's another great receiver that they have. Yeah. Oklahoma has to win the Big 12, keep it up with the offense and everything. But really the only flaw about Oklahoma is that the defense needs to improve. It's not exactly what we thought it would be, but Spencer Rattler and company have talent, have a plan, and Lincoln Riley is still one of the premier coaches in college football right now. They cannot have a bad loss. They got to win out and just win the Big 12. Win out, win the Big 12, you're in. Alabama's got to bounce back. I don't think A&M's going to take that win, ultimately go on and win the West. It's not going to be like that, right? Just all they have to do is win out, win the SEC, and that loss goes away. I mean, it's still there, but if Alabama wins the SEC title with only that A&M loss, they're in. The SEC's getting – the SEC champion's getting in, right? No matter what their loss was. I'm not sold on Ohio State. I think it'll be Iowa and Penn State, a rematch for the Big Ten title. They have to win the East. I think actually Penn State and Ohio State, if I'm not mistaken, they're playing this weekend. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm getting that mixed up. Next weekend, actually. Or no, 2 weekends. I guess Penn State gets a bye. They play on the 30th of October. That's in Columbus. I haven't been too sold on Ohio State this year, but they're not bad. They are improving, and they're looking pretty decent right now. Penn State, I mentioned, they have a tough loss to Iowa. I think they win out. I do think they beat Ohio State. I think they could. But I think they could win out, get a rematch, and likely win the Big Ten with 1 loss. It's hard to beat the same team twice. I think Iowa might figure that out come December when it's conference championship weekend. Michigan, you beat Penn State and Ohio State this year. You can go on and win the Big Ten. Michigan hasn't even lost yet, but still. This goes for any of these Big Ten teams right here. Beat Ohio State, beat Penn State, beat Michigan. This is for Michigan State, 6-0. Have to beat Indiana on the road this Saturday. It's not going to be easy. It's a tough environment. Indiana's got some players, but, I mean, Indiana is 2-3 right now. I think Michigan's just a better team. I think they could win this. You don't have to be undefeated in the regular season, but it would help give you momentum going into the Big Ten title if you're in that position to make it. Also, Peyton Thorne is a key quarterback, the lead guy. He's got over 1,000 yards throwing, loves to launch the ball, got some great weapons to work with. Kentucky needs to upset Georgia, run the table. They could win the East, right? I doubt it. But if they keep it up, I mean, I think definitely, we're halfway through the season. Kentucky's 6-0. They're already bowl eligible. They're making a bowl game. But if they keep winning and maybe only drop maybe just that Georgia game, second in the East or something, I mean, that's New Year's Six worthy. I mean, Oklahoma State, and I go on. You can go read it, but there's some one-loss or undefeated teams, right? A lot of chaos would need to happen for like a number 13 Ole Miss on this list, 4-1. I hope Bama loses again, and it has to be against an SEC team. Does that give Ole Miss the kick to the SEC title for the West? I think it would. It won't happen, but I mean, there's been a lot of crazy stuff go on this season that we just didn't expect. Just saying. So, but anyways, I put the link to this article in the chat. You can go check it out. Really would appreciate it. So anyway, that being said, I put it as the thumbnail. Psych 3, This Is Gus. What do I expect from this film here? I'm excited for it. It comes out next month, November 18th. If anyone doesn't know what this show is, it's hilarious. So you have this psychic, Sean Spencer, and his partner, Lavender Gooms or Barton Guster. They have all these weird nicknames, right? So there were 8 seasons. They solve cases. Sean Spencer claims to be psychic. He does it very well. And nobody knows. I mean, he tried to tell the chief at one point, but conflict or whatever, he never got the words out. Just go find this show. You watch it on Peacock, which is where the third movie is going to be. But anyway, it ran for 8 seasons. A lot of fans loved it, thought it was over for good. The creator of the show, Steve Frank, said, you know what? We're going to make a film. In fact, no, screw it. We're making 6 of these. The first one came out in 2017, and it was supposed to be like a holiday type film, get everybody together just for all the fans. And it was amazing. I enjoyed it. The second film was released last year on Peacock, the streaming service. It was released the day it was the service was launched, and it's called Lassie Come Home. Well, what happened was one of the actors, Carlton Lasseter, who is it, Tim Amundsen or whatever, he basically had he suffered a stroke in real life. He's fine, completely healthy and everything now. But, he was unable to really film much of the first movie. Well, he was getting better and better, and, they wanted to make it based on him. They're helping solve a case for Lasseter. They go back to Santa Barbara. They're in San Francisco now in the film franchise or whatever you want to call it. So, I mean, so they help Lasseter solve this case. And it's just incredible. But now we're at Psych 3. Like, these movies don't connect to it's just unique, each one. Although there was a cliffhanger at the end of the first one, but I don't remember. I think there was like one scene where they kind of clarified it, and I don't remember what it was Sean said, but Gus looked at him and said, we don't talk about that. Anyway, so this one is supposed to be released next month on November 18th on Peacock, the sequel to the sequel. I think it's going to be funny. I mean, it always is. You got Sean, Juliet, Gus, Lasseter, Chief, Henry Spencer, the whole gang. But it's about, this is funny. So the, what's the character's name? Selene? Gus's girlfriend or whatever is like, met in the first one, second one, finds out Gus is going to have a kid, now the whole third movie is him getting married and everything. But it turns out that she's still married. So now I got to go find this other dude, her husband, track him down. And I mean, it's funny, and just so we're clear, that's where all of this came from too. This whole wait for it, and even the come on, son. Come on, son. Yeah. But I'm excited. I grew up. Well, my grandmother introduced me to this show years back. I mean, we're going back maybe 11 years. The show was still airing, maybe season 5 or 6 when it was, and I've just enjoyed it, man. I mean, it's amazing. It's funny. It's got humor. It's got some action, some drama, great characters. I mean, it's incredible. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, the creator says he wants to make like 5 or 6 of them. This is third. So, I mean, and they announced too. They announced there was going to be a third one in its title. They announced that back in like June. Now they got a premiere date or release date. It'll be on NBC's Peacock. It's supposed to be for free next month on the 17th, 18th, one of those 2 days. And I'm looking forward to it. So I think it'll be great overall. Just as a psycho, what they call their fans. I'm pumped up for it. I can't wait. But anyway, so there's that. I guess I could drop a link for you guys if anyone would like to come in. Feel free to, and we'll just kind of talk some sports, whatever. Again, I'm gonna try to get more. I'm trying to get more serious with this channel, but I figured definitely serious in 2022. Kick off the new year, do it right. I'll still do some Hangout streams, but I don't want to do them as often. And there's a lot to improve on and work on, and just a lot of great content. So, what's up, mate?
What's up, Ballard?
How you doing?
Michigan got lucky that game on Saturday.
Really?
Yeah, it's like 32-29.
Yeah. They're still undefeated though. You got to give them that. Not that the wins are really much, but I mean,
right. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I know you. I mean, are you kind of a hockey fan for Tampa Bay?
Or yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get into it.
Yeah. And by the way, I think it's on Friday. ESPN's gonna be hosting so the Lightning on ESPN against the Penguins
on actual ESPN, right?
Yeah.
They're getting it this year.
I think I think it's what's called it's their home opener for the regular season for the Cup series, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And, they're facing against Pittsburgh Penguins, and by the way, Pittsburgh Penguins has I would say 8 Stanley Cups total.
Yeah.
So their his rich history is a hockey town, but yeah. You should definitely watch it because I think it starts at 6 p.m.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but it's I'm just gonna. That's all I was gonna let you know because you said ESPN is gonna cover hockey now.
Yeah,
um,
I'm excited for it, man. I mean, I'm not against hockey or anything. I just with it being on all these like weird premium NHL channels and everything, ESPN Plus.
right.
I'm not going to pay for it to watch it. I just,
No.
it's not. I don't want to say it's not worth it, but I mean, there's certain things that in life just aren't worth money. you know?
Yeah, I get you, but I think it's a fun sport to watch. But
Yeah,
no, that's just my opinion. But um, yeah, it's pretty fun. And plus, I oh yeah, I went to the Nebraska game on Saturday.
you actually went to the
That
game.
yeah. Um,
Where'd you end up sitting?
you know how you know the the high bleachers on Memorial Stadium, the high
Yeah,
when they renovated it. Yeah, I was sitting up there.
that's
I was sitting
awesome.
up the way up. It was my heart was pounding when I got up there. It was so high up.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, it's pretty. And plus, it was loud when Michigan threw their first interception of the year. It was like um, yeah, it was a good game to watch. And yet again, and Martinez made it. I won't say made, but it was not his fault. It's just the blocking for Nebraska wasn't that good when he fumbled it
yeah,
accidentally. I would say near the last play of the game, and I think it's just O line's fault, but for
yeah.
Nebraska. Um, but and plus I don't know why people. I'm not trying to get triggered, but I'm not saying Michigan's for real just yet. But right now, for just right now, Michigan's looking pretty good. But yeah, again, sports analysts or on ESPN's yet say they're a pretender.
Yeah.
They're still not buying it. It's which hurts me, but is what it is. Um, so yeah, do you think they're a pretender or a contender?
Who, Nebraska or Penn
No,
State
Michigan.
or Michigan? I think definitely defensive wise, man, it looks like they're contenders, but I mean, I still now my uncle, if you remember in the offseason, said he might, like this might be the year you guys get Ohio State. I think at some point it has to happen in the
Yeah,
rivalry.
some people are saying that too.
I don't know if it's Jim Harbaugh, but I mean, if you guys keep it up, I'm just going to be honest. I don't like Ohio State this year. I don't think they're that good. I think they are vulnerable. I think, yes, they have talent, but it's not, anything really worth anything. So, I mean,
And
yeah,
plus, they don't have Chase Young. They don't have.
basically for right now, I do think you guys are contenders. But
Yeah,
eventually, it's possible you get exposed as a pretender. I don't know.
right. But
What's up,
if
Jeff?
and just saying, if we lose to Michigan State, I'll cry. But although props to Michigan State, they're doing good. Um,
Yeah.
although I hate them, I won't say what hate, but I dislike them. Um, but they're looking pretty good. They're scaring me right now. um,
I would be scared too.
I might have underestimated Michigan State. I might have because I remember the time I said Michigan State's not gonna be that good. I said that like earlier this season.
Dude, it's see, this is what's so great. You have now, as an Alabama fan, I never want to see the Tide lose. But take
Mhm.
myself out of the Bama position and just a guy that just wants to watch college football regardless of the team. And then you look at Clemson, who's already out. I mean,
Yeah.
we see all these different teams stepping up, like Georgia, and then the teams in the Big Ten. There's a lot of teams
Mhm.
that control their own destiny. I wrote an article, I was sharing it earlier, and I kind of talked about it on here today, this afternoon. Just like, there's some
Mhm.
teams out there that can make the playoff, and I think it'll be something different than what we're expecting. And I think
Yeah.
like Penn State has to play Michigan State. Michigan has to play
Yeah.
Penn State. Michigan
Yeah.
State and you have four teams. You have Penn State, Ohio
Yeah.
State, Michigan, and
Now,
Michigan State, and they all got to play each other for the East.
yeah, it's
It'd
like
be
it's,
interesting.
it's like
That's the most fun division to watch right now in
it's
college football.
some people are saying about that Big Ten East of four teams. They're
What?
saying like the battle for the Big Ten playoff, whatever it is, Big East,
Right? Because
Big
there's
Ten.
like four
Yeah.
teams. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Um.
they all have to play each other, and
Yeah.
quite honestly, I don't know if it. I mean, it might be
Now.
the defense, but I really think it might be either Penn State or Michigan State, in my opinion. I don't think it's going to be a top dog type of year like what we're used to seeing.
Right.
But as a Michigan fan, of course, I know who you want it to be, and it might very
Yeah.
well be that. But I don't know, man. Keep an eye on your rivals.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying. Well, I get that too, but I saw. I didn't see, but I heard that Sean Clifford for Penn State for quarterback, and I heard he
He's
got
hurt.
hurt.
He did get
Is he
hurt. And they
is he
had
out for the season?
I don't know if he's out for the season. I'm
Oh,
fixing to look this up, but at the very least, I do know that he and the injury wasn't even specified. But I'll tell you what, if he doesn't get hurt and Penn State stays in there, Penn State probably could win that game.
yeah. If Clifford's
They don't
out,
have they don't have a backup, a true backup.
yeah, I know.
Taquan Robertson, and he's not bad. He's also not good, not good
If
enough to
he's
be good
like,
enough. He's not
yeah,
good enough for the situation he was in on Saturday.
if he's like the Wisconsin backup, oh my god, he was horrible.
Who's the Wisconsin backup? Because they have Graham Mertz, and then
Yeah, he's a joke, but um, um, I don't know. I don't remember his name. He's a freshman. He threw. I forgot how many picks, but he kind of sucked. Um, against the Wolverines.
North.
Oh yeah,
I'm assuming that's Northwestern, Indiana, Maryland,
Maryland.
Michigan
Mm.
State, Penn State, and some school in Columbus still on the warrant. Some school in Columbus.
I guess he doesn't like Ohio State too.
Nobody does. No, nobody does. Oh,
Yeah.
but hey, little throwback for you here. Shout out to my man Jalen Hurts.
Oh yeah.
Yards. Hurts now. Took a beat downfield, and now just barrels forward.
Still running in the clear and scores
Wow.
as a
I believe
freshman.
I watched that game
See,
too.
yeah, and
Um.
I'll say this: I don't think Bryce Young lost the game for Bama. I think it was one
Right.
of the like that game right there. Because remember, it was 35-31 Clemson. That was
Hmm.
more so due to maybe a penalty or something. It came down to basically the defense didn't do its job. That's why Bama lost on Saturday, I think.
Right. Yeah. I think. Yeah. I kind of feel bad for. I don't know why I'm saying this, but I kind of felt bad for Bama. That's
Well,
weird
I
for
mean,
one to.
nobody really does, first off, and I don't blame them, but I mean,
That's rare. Like.
what kind of, okay, What even kind of question is this? The title of the video for ESPN says, "Does Alabama have to go undefeated the rest of the way to make the college football?"
Oh my
Yes.
god.
No two-loss team is getting in, and there is no Bama bias. There is no favoritism. There
There
are
were
rules and standards.
there was only that 1 year that Bama went in for 2 losses. That's
They
only that
never got
1 year.
no. They never
Or
got in over two. No two-loss team has ever made the college football
are you
playoff.
sure?
Tell me I'm wrong. I'll pull it up right now, buddy.
I thought
Um,
I I thought Ohio State did. No, wait.
No, you're thinking of not winning their conference. See, that's completely different. If like
Yeah,
Alabama
that's the
in
year.
2017 did not win their conference, but they only had the loss to the eventual SEC West champion. I got it.
I was happy I was happy for that game too.
Yeah, see here. I'm gonna share screen
yeah,
this.
yeah. I thought there was a team that has 2 losses, but I might be wrong
No.
actually.
See, the first one, everybody except Florida State had a loss. Florida State was 13-0. 13-0 Clemson, 11-1 Oklahoma, 12-1, 12-1,
Oh yeah.
13-0, 12. See, no two-loss teams.
I might be wrong. I was I was thinking Oregon, but they might have just.
Not that a two-loss team can't. I mean, even Auburn in 2017 had 2 losses
Right.
because they lost. They had a home and home with Clemson. They lost to
Yeah.
Clemson like week 2 of the season, and they lost to
Right.
LSU. But they beat the number 1 team in the country within a 4-week span in
Right.
November. They won the West, and I guarantee you, if they win that SEC title, 2017 Auburn might get in there, and who knows? Second and
Yeah.
26 doesn't happen.
Just
That changes a
yeah.
lot of what we have right now.
Yeah. I just thought it was. I thought there was a team, but I was wrong. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I mean, I get it. I question it too. I'm like, wait. First off, no two-loss team should get in, but did they do that 1 year?
Yeah.
Because I mean, even 2016 Ohio State, Penn State won the Big Ten. Ohio
Mm-hmm.
State had a loss to crap. Who did they lose to? Damn it.
Penn State, I think. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up? This is Jacob.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah. I just want to apologize for last stream. I felt like I got a little bit out of hand when Alabama lost, and I was, I guess, overcrowding all the conversations.
No,
I guess-
you're fine. I mean, I'm sorry
Who's
too
this?
because that's Jacob.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, Marietta's already winning state. That's just
Okay.
nobody's beating my
Jacob?
team. There ain't nobody beating my team at this point. We're already winning state.
We've seen crazy things happen this year, but I'm not saying it will happen. I'm saying,
Nah,
Yeah.
we already won state. They should give us the trophies already.
I know. I just, you know what I mean, no, though, Jacob, right?
Huh?
I said some weird thing, some weird games happen in this year. I'm just saying that, not saying Georgia's gonna lose. I'm just saying that, if you know what I mean.
This ain't about Georgia.
I don't know how to say it.
I said Marietta's winning state.
Mm.
Yeah.
What's up, Will?
But speaking of Georgia, they should give Georgia the trophies already.
My man,
What's up, Vic?
I'm not even going to start that today.
Yo, what's up, guys?
My bad. I won't start that today.
Hey, Vic, I have a question for you. Do you think Michigan's a pretender or contender for right now?
They have to be.
Yeah,
6-0.
I think y'all are still a contender.
I think they're
y'all should
beating.
be.
I'll tell you what, they're beating Ohio State.
Whatever.
I think Ohio terrible.
Although beating Nebraska by a field goal doesn't impress me. But.
I
Michigan-
mean, I was at the game, so it was loud, but to be honest, fair play.
Where was
Nebraska.
Michigan ranked in the new AP poll?
Who?
Michigan, where are they ranked in the new AP poll?
8.
They should be 5.
As Michigan man, I'm not telling that. I mean,
Who's ahead of you?
I respect that. I just,
Penn State has a loss. Alabama has a loss.
Jack should have had a
respect
sack.
Oh, Ohio State has lost.
Yeah, you see my name, Will? We're already winning state. It's over.
Dude, slow down, man.
What's up, man?
What's up, Ballard?
At least my team's winning state. We're gonna. If Walton makes the playoffs, we're gonna crush them. We're gonna get to the next
Georgia
state.
Hell no.
Talking about Marietta.
He's
I'm
talking about his high school.
Oh, sorry about that.
Talking about my team as well. My team's gonna do the
I
same.
don't know what's
Uh-oh.
with the high schools up here right now.
I
need to get in.
honestly, my team has a
What's up,
much
Jeff?
better chance at winning
Jacob,
state than my high
you
school.
say this every year, man.
I didn't say it
he
last
kind
year.
of, sort of does.
Do I?
What's up, Jeff?
I mean, you just say it all the time.
About Marietta?
Yeah, you keep saying, "Oh, winning state."
All right.
What do you
all
guys?
right.
What do you guys think about these? This MLB postseason right here. What's going on?
Braves won today.
They did 3-0 over
3-0.
Milwaukee. They're good. They're good.
Yeah. Red Sox are trying to beat the Rays.
My
Who's
Rays.
winning, Atlanta Braves or Brewers?
Braves won.
Damn it!
I'm not even gonna start that today. I'm just gonna call
Wait,
myself.
wait. Are you a Milwaukee fan?
Yeah, surprisingly.
Wait, really? Oh, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
the reason why because they have the kind of the same colors as Michigan, actually.
I'll tell you what. The Giants
Yeah,
are really good.
They have the same colors as What
Well,
were they? I thought they were green though.
No, they're like gold or like a dark yellow and maize, like a dark blue too. So I don't know.
Oh,
So
Keep
that's
your
why I
eye,
like it.
though, if you're watching the playoffs, keep your eye on this Alex Wood guy for the Giants. He's been pretty good this year. When he starts pitching, when he's a starting pitcher, he's 10-4, and he's got 152 strikeouts.
You know, I remember Alex Wood when he was on the Braves,
Yeah,
and then he was on the Dodgers.
yeah.
So
Jeff
Vic,
Now
Webster,
he's
how you
what was the
doing?
final score, Vic, for the Braves game with Brewers
It was 3-0.
today?
yeah, 3-0.
3-0 Braves. Jock Peterson hit a 3-run
Wait.
home run.
3-0 today.
3-0 Atlanta. Yeah.
I don't know anything about the Braves, but they're gonna win.
I saw Brewers. I remember wrong.
I don't know anything about the Braves, but they'll win the World Series just because.
Really?
You know what? You know what? Yeah, they will.
Yeah.
Oh, they will for real.
Damn it.
I just think they will.
I hope.
I think this is our year.
I don't know anything
Yeah,
about baseball, but
right.
okay,
So-
I'll go with it. What's going on, Jeff?
So is it best of 5 for division?
Yeah, it
Playoff?
is. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
And then NLCS is best of 7.
So if you win tomorrow, you go to the.
We go to
Whatever.
the National League Championship Series. Yes.
Okay.
Will, I got a question.
Yeah.
You know who Cooper Patterson is?
No.
All right, he was a transfer from Walton. I was just asking.
Oh, really? Huh?
Yeah,
Where did he transfer?
I guess he got held back because we played him in the 5th grade playoffs, and now he's in
And
7th
the
grade.
Astros are still in the freaking playoffs. That
I
Why
hate
is
the Astros.
His mom
always
was-
in the freaking
I hate
playoffs
the
this year,
Astros.
His mom was.
They're freaking
I
awesome.
want to give you guys real quick. Can I give you my
right. Yeah.
current playoff prediction?
Georgia.
After this week, updated. I'm going to say no. I'm talking about college football.
All right.
Georgia.
All right.
There we go.
So you have 1 verse 4 and 2 verse 3. I think you'll get Georgia, Penn State, and Oklahoma, Cincinnati.
I disagree.
Ooh, so
It's gonna
you
be.
don't.
It's going to be
you don't-
Georgia. It's going to be Georgia. It's going to be Georgia,
Madison.
Oregon, and it's going to be Ohio State, Oklahoma.
Oregon, huh?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Ohio State.
Yes.
What?
Have you watched them?
They're
They're going to win
oh
out.
my God.
They've gotten much better since the Oregon game.
Well, yes,
Jeff,
they
what-
improved,
bring some
but
sense to
They're
this.
improving.
they
Yeah.
they don't have
Yeah.
like Chase Young. They don't have
It doesn't
Justin
matter.
Fields. They
It does,
don't
they'll at
have.
least make the playoffs. They'll outscore
Who?
Iowa.
Who?
Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Iowa has one of the better pass rushes and secondaries in the country right now.
It took
And you're
them
saying
injury. It took
Yeah.
they had to injure Sean Clifford to beat Penn State.
Oh my!
So-
Injuries.
And I'm not taking anything from the
they
win.
were
I'm just
already
saying.
getting to Sean Clifford.
Hey,
I'm
Jeff
just saying.
Webster, you got to say anything?
I'm just saying. It was all right, Jeff. Go.
Jacob Watson don't know his ass from a hole in the ground
Yeah.
when it comes to that Iowa Penn State game,
Oh,
which I saw in person. The Sean Clifford injury had nothing to do with Iowa beating Penn State. Iowa made defensive adjustments in their stunts on the defensive line,
Yes.
and they were shutting Penn State down whether Clifford was in that game or not.
I know.
He got hurt. He got hurt when it happened, and so everybody's pointing to the Clifford injury. It has nothing to do with it. It was the fact that they changed what they were doing up front. That completely altered the Penn State offense.
Thank you.
I saw it.
Okay,
I
okay,
was just
all
taking. I was just taking shots at Iowa. I guess.
I would say Georgia and Iowa have probably the two best defenses right now.
I don't even know why I was taking shots at Iowa there. I knew what happened in the game, and I still brought it up. I don't even know why.
Yeah.
Plus, you got to think
in the last 4 years. You go back if you 2018 or 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, and then this year, and you put everybody's interceptions together. Iowa has 13 more interceptions than anybody else in the country.
UCF.
I got a couple.
Number two is UCF, and number 3 is Alabama.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
What?
Alabama really had some. They used to have an amazing secondary.
Wait, for secondaries?
Yeah, Alabama used to have
okay.
lockdown.
And last night, if you were watching the Bills and the Chiefs, there was a pick six. There was a pick 6 by Buffalo, and do you know who made it?
Who was it?
Yep.
Was it?
Micah Hyde. And do you know where Micah Hyde played?
Oh, I remember Micah Hyde.
Yep.
Iowa.
What's up, buddy?
Epically chokes 8-point lead in 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's all I can say.
Let me
You know,
give you.
Virginia
I want to
Tech
read
is-
you guys. I want to read you guys.
Irrelevant at this point. I thought they were a decent team in week 1, but nah, they're irrelevant now. No offense.
Three
They have
key
right
guys
now.
I see here. Three key guys that I've watched this year. Jack Campbell. I've seen Riley Moss and Zach Van Valkenburg for Iowa's defense is a stud. They had, first off, here's how they won against Penn State. Had 4 turnovers in the game. They were both even at first downs at 18 when you look at this. But Iowa had more yardage, more time of possession. They were able to control the clock. And, I mean, there was a key play. The first play of Penn State's drive, a guy, Jessen Jacobs was his name, read him really well, got in front, and picked him off. Right?
Well, Jeff, you know a lot about Iowa, so you know who Paul Krause is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The key to Iowa, how far Iowa's going to go, is can Iowa
They're
score?
probably going to go pretty far.
And look,
Can they score points? Can they score points when they have to? And I, having seen the Hawkeyes 4 times this year, I am still not convinced that when the metal meets the road, they can score enough points to beat an Ohio State.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I say they'll lose to Ohio State 35-28, Big Ten title.
At the very
I think Iowa runs the table, gets to Indianapolis, and loses to Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game.
You got a score?
I don't know. Ohio State will get in the 30s, something. Iowa State or Iowa end up going to the Rose Bowl and playing Oregon, who's not going to the playoffs.
Oh, well then.
All right.
What's your playoff, Jeff? I'm interested. What's your playoff?
Right now?
Yeah. Who do you think's going to make it?
Well, I think Georgia and Ohio State are in.
Okay.
I'm still not convinced that Georgia can beat Alabama.
Okay, that's fair.
And if Georgia's 12-0 and loses to Alabama, they're automatically in. So
Doesn't matter.
So Georgia fans worried that they're going to lose to Alabama. They don't really need to be, because it's not going to cost them a playoff spot. They're still going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So the larger goal for Georgia this year is the Natty.
Oh yeah.
And losing to Alabama and Atlanta is not going to cost Georgia the Natty.
But it puts Alabama in the playoffs.
Yes.
And we just lost a game we should have won. And like you were saying, Alabama's pretty pissed right now.
Yeah. No, the only reason why I'm hanging on to hope for Alabama is the same reason that I said all summer long they were going to go 11-1, because the math says you're going to lose a game during the course of the year. Now everybody's always shocked when it happens, but that's what the math says. The math says you're going to lose a game. Okay. The reason why I hang on to hope for the Tide is because you then look at what they've done as a one-loss team, and that's win 4 of the last 10 national championships.
Oh.
You always got to think on the positive side.
Yeah.
Right. But on the other hand, Alabama hasn't won any of those 4 national championships by having to beat a team as good as Georgia to just get into the playoffs. So that makes me nervous too.
Well, here's another thing too. Alabama's a great team. I mean, people are acting like this is a terrible Alabama team. This team's not any good. See, you're going to hear that all the time, but Alabama's still a great team.
Oh yeah, they're still a great team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but the biggest concern I think when it comes to Alabama going to the Georgia game is that they're not going to be able to run the ball as well. And honestly,
they can run the ball. Well, they don't.
They choose not. They choose not
to. But
I don't know why.
I don't even think they'll be able to do it on Georgia's run defense. Which I know you hear about Georgia's run defense all the time, but I believe Georgia's run defense could at least hold them probably under 75 rushing yards.
It's good. I don't know if I'd say it's scary good, because I mean you gotta be able to trust. Well, first off, I'll say this: I'm still not completely impressed with Alabama's offensive line blocking. That's sure. Because I think that played a key role in the loss on Saturday. Was part of it was, yes, the defense had its issues, but how much was Bryce Young pressured in that game by the front of A&M?
I mean, and I think the biggest issue for Alabama was their play calling. You're telling me that you rush for 8 yards every play, but then you want to throw it 50 yards on second.
No.
What?
No, I'm saying that like I'm not impressed by it. I would agree with you. I agree with you. I don't like what Bill O'Brien had in plan Saturday.
I told you he was not a good hire.
I know. I wasn't hot. Nobody liked this hire, Jacob.
And you know why? It's because I saw him in the NFL with the Houston Texans. And
when he was at Penn State he was at Penn State a few years ago. He wasn't. He was before James Franklin.
You know what he's playing like at Alabama right now?
What?
He's playing like that. He can be. He's like, oh, it's 2nd and 2 and 2nd and 3. He's acting like he's still Deshaun Watson, DeAndre Hopkins, and he can just throw it 50 yards deep, and somebody will come down with it. That's not how it works.
Bill O'Brien did not put on the number 8 jersey and dropped 3 passes.
That's fair.
He did not put on the number 19 jersey and dropped 2 passes.
That's true.
That's awesome.
Alabama lost a touchdown and 4 first downs that would have extended drives.
Yes.
And changed the game.
Passes.
Okay, but you know what would have won the game?
What?
Alabama running the ball on the 1 yard line or whatever.
No, what would have run the game is if Alabama's defense had not committed a couple penalties and a couple boneheaded plays.
On the final drive to set them up in field goal range.
I agree, but looking at
overlooked overlooked by almost everyone in the assessment of this game is the fact that the captain of the secondary, the guy calling out the on-field assignments,
Targeting.
Malachi Moore,
Yep.
was knocked out of the game by a stupid targeting call like 5 minutes into the game.
I agree.
Alabama got away with targeting.
Oh my!
If Malachi Moore is in the secondary calling on the fly adjustments,
And
that makes a difference to the outcome of this game.
Here's
I
another
think.
thing too.
Go ahead.
Look,
But
saying,
wait a minute.
All right, I'm sorry.
Then you say that, you also have to say this. Okay. So we didn't have Malachi Moore. Okay. Well, the next guy's got to step up, and A&M then has to take advantage of that, and they did. So I don't want to take anything away from A&M. You have to give them credit. There was a chink in the armor, and they exploited it. So credit to them. It's not fair. It's not fair for Bama fans just to say, "Well, this happened to us." Well, the next guy's got to step up.
Yeah,
Right.
A&M played their A game.
I mean, look, I'm not trying to draw comparisons here, but Georgia's been playing without their starting quarterback for what, 3 weeks now?
Well, that's what I've been saying that's what I've been saying. And I know there's a lot of people out there like, oh, but you're Alabama. You recruit all these 5-stars. It should be next man up. Well, it is, but you still have to work and develop those players.
Well,
and quite honestly, like I haven't seen much game time or situations where we put our second strings in. So when Malachi Moore goes out, it's not a lack of talent. It's just more so it's not exactly what Malachi Moore brought.
Look, I'm going to tell you what happened. The more I think about this game, and the more I think about it, and I watched the entire game because I didn't see the first half. I watched the entire game on DVR this morning. And when I look at it, and you youngsters don't know this, all of this game reminded me so much of 2010 South Carolina.
Oh,
really?
Where Steven Garcia played better than he is capable of playing without the intervention of the Lord Jesus Christ.
Right.
And never in his career ever even came close to playing that well again. And future pro stud Alshon Jeffrey had 2 great touchdown catches. It was the perfect storm. Everything that absolutely had to happen for South Carolina that day did. And they got Alabama. And the more I look at this Texas A&M game, the more I think that's what happened. Bama ran into the perfect storm, and they couldn't handle it.
Right.
Well, all right. I want y'all to answer this question. What halftime adjustment? What at halftime? What adjustment did I say Nick Saban and Pete Carroll needed to do on defense?
What's that?
I honestly forgot exactly what you said.
Okay. Well, at halftime, I said they needed make an adjustment, and guard the wheel routes. 3-4 of them were on the first half. And what passing play did Alabama lose on?
The wheel route.
You see what I'm saying? I knew it, and
they just didn't make it. They made it. Okay.
And here's where Mr. Smart Guy, you don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Sure.
Those weren't true wheel routes where Calzada sat in the pocket and hit a wheel route. They were broken down plays. He rolled out, he broke free, and the Alabama who plays bump and run almost exclusively, the guy got behind him, and Calzada managed to hit the pie plate down the field. And that has always been, that's what you get when you played Alabama style in the secondary. You're telling the other quarterback, if you can hit the bullseye, you can beat it, but you've got to hit the bullseye.
And he did.
And he did. So Bama paid the price.
Well, yeah, I get that, but I'm just saying
they weren't 5-step drops. I'm in the pocket for 3 seconds and fire off a wheel route and beat you. That's not what any of those deep balls were.
I know, but still, I just said guard the wheel routes. Whether it's whatever drop it is, 3 seconds, and he's standing in the pocket all day. You still got to guard it.
And you know how you stop the wheel routes? You play a 2 deep zone. Okay, you know what happens when you have a 2 deep zone?
What?
A-Chain and Spiller run for 100 yards each.
Yes.
Bama was saying to Texas A&M, we're going to stop your running game, which they completely did in the second half. But in order to do that, you've got to give up something else. You can't do something without giving up something.
You're right. I didn't think of that. I'm sorry. You're right. But
Look at the
Alabama-
Bills last night. The Bills completely humiliated Patrick. Maybe Patrick Mahomes looked like a chump and shut down Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill might as well have been Joe Smith sitting in section 215 because they played a 2 deep zone and wouldn't let him get loose free. What did that allow? That allowed Kansas City to run the ball. Kansas City can't run the ball because they're not talented enough to do it, and Edwards-Helaire got hurt.
Well,
So
maybe Alabama should think about that for the Mississippi State game.
And they might, but that's not in their blood. That's not who they are. Who they are is bump and run, and Saban is so pig-headed, he's going to stay in that forever.
Okay, well, that's fine. Saban's the greatest coach of all time. He probably knows more than any of us. But I'm just saying, those wheel routes were killing.
But you do. I completely agree. You expose yourself to that. But then what you do is you're saying to the other quarterback, this is what I'm going to give you, but you've got to be good enough to take advantage of it. And 99 out of 100 opposing quarterbacks aren't. But Saturday night, Calzada was.
Yeah, you know what also would have won the game for Alabama?
Who?
If Bryce Young didn't throw that interception and they ran the ball instead.
I think I don't know why we're throwing the ball. I get the talent and I get Bryce, but man, I really think our run game is pretty efficient this year.
The only time I didn't like the play calling, because I think O'Brien's getting blamed for drops. The only time I didn't like the play calling is 1st and goal at the 4.
Yeah.
And at that point, if you remember, Alabama used to put Ashawn Robinson and defensive tackles into the backfield as extra fullbacks.
Yep.
And run a jumbo package and just run it right at you.
Deron Payne.
Yeah.
Yeah, Deron Payne, Ashawn Robinson. Okay. So I'm sitting there watching the game saying, where the hell's that?
Yeah.
With B Rob, who is a run you over running. He's not a run away from you. He's a run you over running back. Get in there and do that.
Yeah.
And instead they tried to get cute, and the A&M linebacker, to his credit, made a hell of a play. But my point was, don't let the other guy make a hell of a play.
You know what that play reminds me of? That reminds me of the 2012 play where A.J. McCarron threw like a interception.
Yeah. A.J. McCarron threw the worst pass of his entire collegiate career.
That's when Alabama had like the best offensive line and a huge power back. That's even more of a reason why they should have ran it on Georgia that time. And
yes, I agree.
Can we talk about that kickoff return touchdown?
That's just luck.
That was just bust right there. And
Let me tell you what. That guy, I can't think of a chain's first name.
A-Chain, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the.
But let me tell you what. That's about the best set of wheels. I mean, my God, he looked like Jalen Waddle wheels. I mean,
like
holy
almost like
shit, was that dude fast?
96 yards.
Yeah.
God, that guy was fast.
I'll give him credit there, but that's no excuse. I mean, Alabama doesn't really give up special teams that much, know. So I mean, it was one of those situations where, that guy's got some wheels and can elude some tacklers, but holy cow, Bama! You literally let that go.
Chain, right? Devon Chain. Number 5, I think.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
He was 5 or 6. I think he was.
Usually, what happens if there is a kickoff return touchdown? Usually, it's because
coaching.
Usually because the defense. Somewhere, they gave him an open
4-3-4.
Yeah, special picked right. Special teams. Somebody on the special teams missed an assignment in the middle of the field, And once he got past the first line, see you later because he's got too much speed.
That's what
Yeah.
Marietta's
Yeah, no, I mean,
kickoff
that's
team
the way
does.
that
They
pretty
they
much the kickoff return touchdown though.
You know who got
Marietta.
a, you know who got a
kickoff
kickoff return touchdown recently? Walton.
It's never going to be a NASCAR
Oh.
channel.
Oh, you want to
Never.
talk about
Jacob,
kickoff return
Walton
touchdowns?
Walton got a kickoff return
Oh, you
touchdown
want to
against.
talk about?
If you return a kick, it's almost always guaranteed.
Oh,
It's because
Chester's mom.
somebody defending the kick either got blocked or got out of his lane.
Well,
Yep.
Marietta.
Something usually has to go wrong for a kick to be returned for a score.
Marietta has an interesting kickoff strategy. Everybody swarms the ball basically, and we've never allowed a kickoff return touchdown in a long time. And
You
I don't
might
think
allow one against Walton because we did it against
I'm not
Roswell.
concerned about Georgia high school football.
Okay, well,
You and me both.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
What do you guys see though?
Yeah.
A really good team.
Well, of course, my high school football team is never competitive for a championship.
ours had
Yeah.
ours had
Ours made it in 2011.
ours
Are
won.
you guys buying?
That might be the case, Vic, but your college team is going to compete for a
Answer the damn
championship.
question.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah, I remember Marietta. They won it 2019 of Eric Gilbert and Harrison Bailey.
Walton made it in 2011 and lost.
Yeah, well, Marietta won.
Yeah,
And
good
shut
for you
down.
guys, but now sometime it's time for us. Anyway, let's move on from that.
What do you guys? I want to get your thoughts. I mean, are they overrated or are you buying them in ways this year? What about Michigan State?
I don't think they're going to win
I
the
think
big
their
games.
defense is pretty slick.
I think they're
well,
great. I
they're
think
doing
they're a good
solid.
team.
We'll see.
I think they're a good team, but I don't think they're going to win the big games. Like, for example, they're not going to beat Michigan. I don't think they'll beat Penn State.
How about Cincinnati?
Hostile. No. just no. If they play, line them up against Georgia, Alabama, even Oklahoma, maybe even Oregon.
Yes, you're right. But do they deserve a shot though? I guess is the thing.
Well, they do have to go undefeated, and I would pick any Power 5 outside of the ACC, any 11-1 Power 5 conference champion over Cincinnati outside the ACC.
Oh, I think your SEC and your Big Ten champs are in.
Yeah.
So there's
Oh,
more.
absolutely.
There's two. There's two. So then you're going to fight over the last two.
Oklahoma,
And if it's Oklahoma, now you're fighting over one.
Oregon.
Yeah. I told you, man. I mean, there's
and the one if it works out that Bama beats Georgia, Bama gets there at 11-1, Georgia's 12-0, and Alabama wins. Then Georgia absolutely goes over Cincinnati.
Yeah. So
yeah, and then
here's the thing though. Here's the thing. If Georgia does lose to Alabama in the situation, if they're 12-0, Alabama's sitting there with only one loss to A&M, it cannot be a super huge blowout, which I don't think it will. I think it will be a close game.
I don't think
it's not going to be a blowout. It's always a close game.
First of all, two things there. Number one, it's not going to be a blowout. Second of all, I don't even think it matters. A 12-1 Georgia. No, a 12-1 Georgia is getting over Cincinnati.
It doesn't matter if Georgia loses to Alabama or not.
I mean, we did beat them in the bowl game last year.
That's the thing. That's the great thing that Georgia has going for them is if they get their 12-0, they have an insurance card.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay, can I ask you why it wouldn't matter if it's a blowout?
Because Notre Dame got blown out.
Don't give me this because of how they looked all season. Don't give me that.
Look, if we're 12-0 and
Notre
we lose to
Dame
them,
got
that's fine.
blown out last year in the ACC title. ACC title, keep in mind. And
that's right. Yeah.
So if Georgia gets blown
All right,
out in
fine.
the SEC title,
Screw it.
they will
You
make
got
the
me
playoffs.
sold.
It doesn't matter.
Might as well play Stetson Bennett for that game. No, don't.
No.
Please kick Alabama.
Yeah, I
What?
know.
No.
I don't want
Chess
to go.
is streaming?
I don't
Are
want
you
to go.
kidding me?
Chess is live.
I don't want to go into the
Why?
off season of
Hey,
you won the Natty,
Doing a
but still.
Hangout stream, mother.
Hey,
Okay.
hey,
How long's he
let
been
him.
live?
Maybe like 5 minutes.
Well,
Yes.
here's the thing. I don't want to go into the off season with people saying, "Yeah, you won the Natty, but you didn't beat
Beat
Alabama."
Alabama.
That's not what I want to hear.
Yeah, I don't want to
wanna
hear this.
You won the Natty, you beat Alabama, you beat Nick Saban, 15-0. Good job. Georgia's one of the best teams ever.
I don't want to hear this
That
whole crap
raw
about we can't beat Alabama.
Yeah, we need to
Like, shut up.
bring back Jeff. Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff Jeff went.
I don't. Did he do it on accident?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
To be honest, I hope
he'll be back in.
I hope before I die, I want to see Georgia beat Alabama.
Same.
Real thorough good.
Now it won't be under Kirby.
What?
What?
And
He can't even, dude. He's tried and tried and tried.
This might be our
I know
opportunity,
you're
Ballard.
I know you're lying. You're lying because you said Georgia's going to
Yeah,
win the
I know.
SEC
Yeah,
title all
I
year.
know. I am lying to
You're
you.
just trolling us, but yeah, I know you're just trolling, Ballard.
Yeah.
Kirby's a pretty decent head coach. He's done great for you guys, and I think he's in the best. Now, okay, clearly it seemed like Jimbo was in the best position, and I don't. We have to remember something, right? Because I think the best Saban assistant thing is still up for debate. Because you got to think Jimbo does have a national title with FSU.
He's better right now, but Kirby will be better if he wins the Natty.
Like when it's
Hey,
all
there
said
you
and
go.
done,
There
you
you
think-
go.
Okay,
he
when
was
it's
called-
all
and-
said and
and
done,
he almost-
yes, Kirby's going to get at least one title, maybe two. If he's lucky.
Saban
I doubt it.
Saban almost lost to his former assistant in the
MSU
national
Trevor,
champion. Hold on, Jacob.
Well,
Hold on. Saban almost lost to his former assistant in the national championship.
almost. See,
Almost.
That's the issue with Georgia. MSU Trevor says, I disagree.
But did he lose?
I don't think that's necessarily. Well, let me respond to this
We
comment.
lost by 3.
Look, if
This
Alabama
one here?
loses and then Georgia and A&M wins out, that's not necessarily true.
What? They'll have to be
Wait,
Bama?
which comment you looking at, buddy?
I'm looking at if UGA wins a Natty, they'll have to beat Alabama. Plus, if UGA loses to Alabama and then Alabama somehow crazy gets first rounded.
There's a scenario. I'm going to go ahead and say this. But let's say if Ole Miss, because I think, wasn't it their first loss against Alabama? And that's it?
Yes,
That's still their only. They didn't lose this weekend.
And I think after Ole Miss beating
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Hold on. Let me say this. If Alabama slips up in the Iron Bowl, because now they're vulnerable. Now they're vulnerable. If they slip up at Jordan Hare in November, which God forbid that happens, and Ole Miss only has the one loss to Bama, and Bama's sitting there with 2 SEC losses, they're not even in the West.
Oh.
And Ole Miss would win the West.
Nobody is talking about that. So Bama has to run the table, and they have to hope that maybe Ole Miss catches another loss somewhere in the SEC.
Let me say good job, Alabama, for making Auburn think that they have a chance of beating you now. That's what the Barner thinks now. So thanks for that, Alabama.
Who do you want? Do you want Bama or do you want Ole Miss?
I want Bama 100%. I want Georgia, Bama line up.
You did not just answer that. He did not just answer that question.
To face Alabama. I 100%
You do not know. They lost. You don't want Alabama.
100%. I want Alabama in the SEC title 100%.
We want
because it's not a real natty if they don't beat Bama.
No, it's not.
Well, yeah, they did.
2007.
What about? Actually, now that I think, crap. Every other champion that's not Alabama had made it to the title and won it because they beat Alabama. Crap, that's fair. That is
LSU.
Fair. My man, Chess.
Oh, Chess. Chess, what's up, man?
Go, Ballard. Now you've got 4 Georgia fans.
4v1. Let's go.
I'm not gonna 4v1 Ballard. I'm gonna say this.
Jacob, stop bragging about Bama losing. Who gives a shit?
We suck.
Ah!
I admit it.
No. Ballard, shut up. Ballard,
Fine.
how many times has Bama lost one game and controlled their own destiny and still went on and kicked ass?
Every year, practically.
All right, then. Why are you worried then? What you should be worried about is that game in Atlanta because Georgia's coming for that ass.
Oh, please. That's a
Oh,
cupcake.
Chess. Wait. You think Georgia's the best team now?
Duh. The number one team lost the other day. Georgia's
Let's
number
go.
one.
Finally.
Yeah.
Georgia's number one because Bama lost to a terrible Texas A&M team.
Yeah.
Thank
You
goodness.
better. You're worried about Bama. Be honest. You are worried because
Of course
now
I
they're
am.
on
I'm
the
worried.
field.
Whoa, hush.
Be worried. Be
Of
scared.
course I'm worried about Bama, but I think Bama's worried about. You can stinger me all you want, but I think that Bama's more worried about Georgia.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm
that
not
could be
worried
true.
about them.
Big facts.
You're not
Ballard,
worried about
Ballard,
Not worried.
Alabama being
Jacob,
right
shut
now.
the fuck up. Let me talk.
Damn, son.
Well,
Chill out,
shit.
Nick.
Nice execution.
You're doing terrific.
Okay,
Carry
Ballard.
on.
You're good, Jacob. Just 2 seconds. Ballard,
All
I
right.
am worried about you guys, but you are more worried about us. Be honest.
Exactly.
Hush, Jacob. Damn.
Because you're an actual contender with a great quarterback and you actually have it this year. Fine, I'm worried.
Well,
There.
we've had it. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. We've had it in years past. We just didn't know what to do with it. But
that's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at.
But this year, all the stars have aligned for Georgia to win it all. I'm not going to say we win it all till we win it all, and I'm not going to say we're going to beat Bama till we beat Bama. Do we have a about? Jesus Christ, Ballard, you're fucking roboting on me. I'm not going to sit here and say that we're going to beat the hell out of Bama till we beat Bama. I'm not going to be that Georgia fan that comes in here and laughs at you and say, ha, ha, you lost. You did lose to Texas A&M. Get over it. It's fine. It's over with and done with. The Nick Saban's records have been broken. The streaks have been broken. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What matters is the next game. Kentucky's getting an ass whooping Saturday, and you can best believe on that shit.
No, they're not.
You're crazy, dog. You thought that. Hold on.
I'm not saying they're going to beat you.
I have better internet
Kentucky's
connection.
got some pieces.
Ballard, you sound like
Kentucky has.
You sound like a type patrol.
Don't fucking mute me. First of all, that's rude as fuck.
Yeah, you sound like a type patrol.
Can you shut up and sit in your corner so I can speak?
Ballard.
Kentucky has some momentum this weekend.
Yeah, they do. So did Arkansas.
How do you shut out Arkansas like that? You have
because we're good, Ballard.
Because we're Georgia.
Ballard, wake up and smell the smelling sauce, son. You picked Georgia to win the Natty this year.
I know you're Georgia. I'm Alabama.
Congratulations. You want to fucking
your ass. We're going to kick your ass.
I'm not going to say that.
No, you're not.
I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to be that fan.
Keep talking. Come okay, if they met today, 9 times out of 10, like I get confidence in your team. But pretend you're not a fan of Georgia for a second. Are you betting everything you have that Georgia wins that game?
Hell no.
Well, I wouldn't bet everything
That's the point.
on a football game. But
yeah, that's stupid.
But let's be realistic here, Georgia fans. Vic will be honest with me. I don't know about Jacob, and I don't know about the other guy, but I don't want to play Bama tomorrow. We're not 100% healthy. I don't want to play Bama tomorrow. I want to play Bama in the SEC title game when we're healthy.
Once we're fully healthy, I want Alabama.
Can I ask about a player? Can I ask about
feedback?
Go ahead, Bell.
How's George Pickens going along?
He'll probably be back by the Florida game.
Yeah, he's coming along well. Yeah.
How about Blaylock?
Yeah. I think that he's been running routes and catching passes in practice, right? Right. He's
Eric,
still been
Eric
wearing
Gilbert's living in one of the
a non-contact jersey in practice.
Eric Gilbert's living in one of these houses down the street from me.
Okay, that's kind of creepy. But Ballard, it's just one loss, man. Your reaction was hilarious. Good
My reaction
God.
was hilarious.
Well, we're not talking about you, Jacob. Anyways, Ballard, I love you, bro. I didn't know you was still alive, or I wouldn't have even clicked the go live button. My bad. Ballard has left the stream. I'm taking it over, guys. This is Ballard Sports Media, established in 2019. I like oatmeal cream pies, and my team lost. There you go.
Well, thanks, Jess.
You're welcome, buddy. Ballard, why do you sound like a robot?
I don't.
Well, now you don't. You're good now.
Yeah, you're fine now.
Oh.
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 All right, guys. So what?
Oh
no.
This is Ballard's Media.
Damn.
We've been established in 2019. I love oatmeal cream pies. My favorite team's Bama. Oh.
Looks like the real guy's back.
Yeah. So anyway, I just want to remind everyone that Texas A&M scored more points on Alabama than they did New Mexico.
You guys there?
Yeah, we're here, buddy.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. If anybody hear me,
Jesus Christ, Ballard.
Robot, man.
Ballard, come in on your phone, son.
Look, Bama's not done. Georgia's great. I know the truth. Y'all know the truth. I just don't miss the Georgia fans. Just
Bama loses and Ballard's in and it goes like shit.
That subscribe button if you're new. Gotta get out of here, eat dinner, and Bible study if you're on. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. Looking forward to the third Psych movie, too, coming out next month, November 18th on Peacock. Man, come on, son. What? Let's go. Love you guys. Jesus loves you. God bless. And as always, folks, roll side roll. See ya.
Good boy, son.